All were a must to sign in your eyes. Hall in particular, because he played for Greg Knapp in Atlanta, and Knapp gave him high grades. Don't run from that now. Coaches sometimes draft players. They make the pick, and they run from it. I believe that there are players. We live with them. They've got to play for us, and no matter what you think of Al, we've got to love him. That's the way this world is. I realize that you did not want to draft Jamarcus Russell. He is a great player. Get over it and coach this team on the field. That is what you were hired to do. We can win with this team. Now, why did I say that? I said it because that was the battle at the draft. My first draft with him, about 7 days before the draft, he came to me, and he didn't think we should draft Jamarcus. And I told him we were going to draft Jamarcus. He had other ideas. And during the season, before this season, which I'll go into with you, he regard to your recent fabrications about the defense. During the final cuts, you made every cut on offense and every cut on defense except for Wakefield on defense and Wand on offense. Furthermore, during the game Monday night, Rob played your cover 2 defense, and we got killed in approximately a 50-yard touchdown pass and an approximately 70-yard gain that led to a field goal. Now, he's never said to you people, or at least he does individually, that I wrote this letter to him, and there's no way he could hide from it because he got it. You meet every week with the defensive coaches to go over both the game plan and the general, and to get a general feel for what will happen during the week in practice. You have the ability and authority to provide your input during those meetings and preparation of the game plan. I do not have meetings with Rob at all. You do. During the week, no one has ever told you what to do, either offense or defense. In addition, no one has ever told you during a game what to do on either offense or defense. And you still call every play. Now, in the past 2 years, he's called every play on offense, but this past week, he split it with another coach. And that's the reason maybe that the ball went up a little bit. But he has called, no one has bothered him. No one has interfered with him. He was hired to coach the team. During the week, although you continue to use the media to express your dissatisfaction with others, no one has publicly pointed out to them that in 4 preseason games and 1 regular season game played this year, your offense has scored 1 first-half touchdown. That put tremendous pressure on the defense. Now, we played 8 games. We've had 2 first-half touchdowns, 1 in the preseason, 1 in the regular season. It's pretty tough for any football team, and to continuously blame the defense, you just can't get away with it. I know that you wanted to bring your father in to run the defense, and that Monty, that's Monty Kiffin, told me that he wanted to come here, even though he is under contract to Tampa. I did not want to tamper with another team. In any event, we had our attorneys call Bruce Allen and tell him that Monty Kiffin, because otherwise it's a tampering charge, talked to me, and all he talked to me about was Lane, how to handle Lane and things like that. But what he really wanted to do was come here as a coach. In any event, that was over 7 months ago. Do not now run from the defense and your responsibilities. The letter constitutes notice that if you violate any term of your contract in any manner whatsoever, you will be terminated for cause. I trust that this will not occur. This was a warning to him that he's got to be a coach. He's got to take care of the players. He's got to do his job and stop complaining every day that he doesn't have this, he doesn't have that. Now, admittedly, he didn't think we could win with this team. This was in February, January, February. He didn't think we could win with this team. As we started to sign the free agents, as we started to bring them in, and no matter what anyone says about the amount of money we spend, because you don't always win in a negotiation with a player, you don't always win with a coach. The idea most of the time is to get the player, get the good players to try to win. He finally came to the point when he said, and he said it to some of you, that we look great on paper. Now we got to put the pieces together and make them work. And that's his job. But when we went to training camp, someone, somewhere, gave him the idea that he could get out of his job and still get paid. And that's what he was doing. He was every day harping, we don't do this, we don't do that, and attacking players publicly, agents calling me, what's going on. And one agent did call him and challenged him that this can't go on, what you're doing to my client. Just can't go on. We played the Buffalo game, and after the game, I met him at the airport, and I asked him some questions. Talked to him about it, and didn't think anything of it until the next day when he met with you people, and someone, one of you, I don't know who, maybe some of you, asked him, have you talked to Al? He said, I've never talked to Al since before the Denver game. It's all documented, but he had talked to me that night in front of a strength coach, in front of one of our publicists, and in front of one of our coaches about the game. And at that time, I asked him a couple questions. I said to him, tell me something. Where'd those 2 timeouts go? Where'd they go? And his answer was beyond the wall. And the only thing I say to you, when I say beyond the wall, that means beyond comprehension. I say to you, if we had 20 seconds left on the clock and 1 timeout, they had kicked the field goal to go ahead by 2 points. And they kicked off to us. And we threw a pass and got to about their 40-yard line after the run back of the kickoff. Now Janikowski's trying a what? A 57-yard field goal to win the game. Not trying a 75-yard field goal to what? I don't know. What I'm saying to you is that there was no rhyme or reason on the clock management there. I understand that. He's young and the experience will come. I understand it. But see, he takes exception when you question him. I wanted to know why we went with 5 safeties in the game, 3 corners, and we got a corner hurt in the game and we were in a little trouble. And he put down one of our players off the dressing roster because he was going to show me that he had some authority, and he really didn't have the authority to do it, and I challenged him. He said, well, I talked to the defensive coaches. A defensive coach was standing right there, and the defensive coach said, and we told you not to do it. We didn't want to do it. He put down C.J. Johnson, who played in this game because we had some hurts. What I'm saying to you is it started to go where it was tough to believe anything that was being said. Then yesterday, I think it was yesterday, some one of you asked him, have you talked to Al? And all of a sudden he said, I'm not going to tell you if I talked to Al. After having denied talking to me, after having denied communication, I'm not going to tell you what goes on between Al and I. But in the past, he couldn't wait to talk about what goes on between Al and I. I reached a point where I felt the whole staff, we were fractionalized, that the best thing to do to get this thing back was to make a change.